Hey there, Wendy here with Jazzydoodledesigns, and today I thought I would do a haul. I haven't done one for a while. I have got a bunch of coloring goodies. My birthday's coming up, so there's birthday gifts in here, and this is, I think, about a 3-month haul because I haven't been buying. You laugh because you see the stack, but honestly, you know, when I first started the channel, I was buying quite a bit often, and I have since cut down, but I did get some fantastic stuff. So let's take a peek, shall we? Okay, first up is this Derwent Drawing Colored Pencils. Now this is a curated set. It only has 24 pencils. It's been around forever. I shouldn't say forever, I don't know, but it's been around for a while. But these are the lovely colors. So if you do a lot of nature, landscapes, and that kind of thing, these are beautiful colors for that. Now, I put mine in this little roll that I got from Derwent when I bought their Inktense extension. You know, when they came out with the new pencils, I bought this from Cult Pens, and it came in this. Well, I put those Inktense with my other Inktense, and so I had this lying around, and I thought, what a perfect place for my drawing pencils. So I just recently used these in a page, and I really like how it turned out. So check out, I'll be coming out with another video soon of my colored, you know, my completed pages in September, and you can see these in action. Well, actually, you'll see them later in the video. I'll show you. So stay tuned. Next up is another curated set that I got. This is the Castle Arts 72 Harmonious Collection of colored pencils. Now, this is their palette, and it is stunning. I really like this. Now, unfortunately, this is only available right now in the United States, and I believe, what was it, the UK and Germany. Because I actually wrote to the company and asked, because I had subscribers that wanted it maybe in Canada or in Italy. And so I reached out, and that was the response that I got. So I did do a video on how to find these pencils in your Prismacolors and your Polychromos. And Chromaflow? I can't remember. Black Widow? Maybe Black Widow. I tried to duplicate this palette. Now, there are some that I just wasn't able to, now not duplicate, because I can create these colors using multiple pencils. However, I wanted actual replacements, right? So that if you're wanting this pencil, you can just pick up a different pencil brand and get that color. Does that make sense? I hope I'm making sense. So I tried to do that, and I did limit myself just to those 3 brands just because, you know, you could spend forever hunting through all your collections of pencils and trying to find the exact matches. But I do like this palette, so look for that video if you're interested in that. And as always, all of my swatch sheets are available on the Ko-fi shop. There's a link in the description box. It's free. If you choose to donate, I thank you so much. I appreciate it. I see that a lot of you have been, and it's very much appreciated, because then I can buy these kind of pencils and bring you content and books and that kind of thing. So thank you so much, but never necessary, because I want everyone to be able to have the resources even if they don't have the money. Okay? Okay. Next up is another gift from my mama. This is acrylic marker set, liquid ink, no pumping. Here are a few of the pens. I do a full review of these, or I am going to do a full review of these on the channel. But basically, you just shake these, but you don't have to prime them. And they come out like this. So they have a nice delivery system. You can unscrew them and see all your color. And I talk about them on another video. So I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. There are 36 colors, and I really like them. And I talk about how they're different from the other acrylic markers by Artix. So look for an upcoming video on that. Thank you, Mama, for your wonderful gift. Okay, what these are colorless blender alcohol markers. So like a Copic colorless blender. Now, initially when I first started doing this, I was using these with Inktense, Neocolor 2s, watercolors, Albrecht Dürers, whatever watercolor medium that you would activate with water, I was using this colorless blender. And I was buying a set of 6 empty markers. Well, they no longer produce those, but I did find these. They don't really have a brand. They are very reasonable. You get 6 of these in this pack. So I have another one out that I'm using, but you get 6 for $6. So that's about as cheap as you're going to find. One Copic empty colorless blender or one empty Copic marker is $5.20. But what I really like about these is that you can refill them. And you can refill them with alcohol, you can refill them with colorless blender, you can refill them with Zest It, whatever you want. Now, so far, I've just been using the colorless blender it comes with because what I tend to do for simplicity is this is red, this is yellow, this is green, this is blue, this is purple. That way, when I am blending on a page, and I have one for all the colors, groups, so that when I'm blending yellow, I don't have to worry, did I get all the blue off by marking it on a paper towel. Now, sometimes I'm lazy and I just grab one and I just use it for all the things, and you can wipe this nib off until it'll be stained, but when it runs clean on a paper towel, then you know you can move on to blending your next color. But if you keep it at least a dark and a light, you know, to where you're doing like your whites and your yellows and creams with one and your darker colors with the other, it just saves you a lot of wiping off time, and you can just mark them on the side. I don't have mine in front of me that are marked, but that's kind of how I've been using these. And so one marker doesn't go dry as fast because I'm only using it for certain colors. But eventually, you know, I personally haven't tried the Zest It or the Gamsol in them, so I don't want to speculate on whether or not that would work, but I have used alcohol in them. The one thing I'll caution you about is that you want to start off like on like a paper towel and just make sure that a lot isn't coming out all at once. Because when you first replenish them, it can get a little juicy on you. But anyway, I'll put a link in the description box because I think these are kind of a must-have. Art and Fly has, excuse me, that I've used as well, but they're like 3 for $10. So I feel like this is a much better economic buy. Next up is this birthday gift that I got for my husband, the Derwent Light Fast pencils. Now this was the last set of the artist quality pencils that I didn't have, and I had been putting this off for a long time because they were oil-based pencils, and generally speaking I tend to lend to, I like a faster lay down. I'm kind of an impatient person. So while polychromos are fantastic and I use them a lot because people, they have them and I get a lot of requests for use with them, they do require more patience than some other brands, at least for me. I've learned to use them and I enjoy them. But I was pleasantly surprised by Light Fast because I loved how they laid down. And I just recently did a page with them and I really like how that turned out. And I will show you that in a second. But I was a little disappointed by some of the samey kind of colors here. And so look for a video coming soon where I've been doing some research into it, and I landed on something, a video that sparked me to create a video. So that's going to be coming soon, where I show you how to get lighter colors and to use these in a way that maybe you appreciate them a little bit more. Let me show you the page that I did with these. Okay, so this is the page that I did, and this is in the Disney Thomas Kincaid book. And as you can see, I'm trying to match, and while I didn't get perfect matches, let me show you, for example, these purples down here. We really don't have this kind of plummy purple. There's a little bit here, but it's a little more red than this. And so I had to do a lot of blending to get these kind of colors. And so I will say these pencils layer absolutely beautifully. This color here, there's, you know, we've got this pinky, but we don't really have that next level. This is more red pink, definitely not more of this tone. So I had to do a lot of layering and mixing to get this, but I was able, I think, to come out pretty close. So I enjoyed working on this page very much. This is a challenging book for sure, because the mediums that are depicted are not always reproducible in colored pencil easily. But I enjoyed doing it, and I felt like the pencils were really, quite honestly, a dream to work with. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so what I have here are the Color Cubes by Sarah Renee Clark. Now, this is volume 1 and volume 2. And this is volume 2. And this is volume 1. Now you can get them individually, and she has online sets as well. Now what this is it's they're cards with color palettes, right? So each card has a unique color palette with a page depicting the colors in the palette, as well as the names of the colors and their hex codes, their shades, their tints, and their tones, so that you have a jumping off place to color with. Now, what I think I'm going to do, I have actually had these for quite a while, and I set them aside, and I've just haven't gotten back to them. But what I think I'm going to do is a full video here soon on what these are and how, like, a bunch of different ways you can use them and who I think they're for. And we can I can show you my screen and show you what the online thing looks like and how it can work for you, and how this is different maybe than just going on Pinterest, and how it's the same. So there's a lot to dive into, so I think I'm going to leave it at that, since this is a haul video and not a color cube review. But look for that on the channel, because I've been meaning to do this, and I saw them today and realized I've never put them in my haul, so I thought I would show you today. Okay, next up is an amazing gift from my friend Christine. She took the time to look through my art hauls, y'all, to see what coloring book I didn't have that I might like. And her knowing me, she bought me this adorable Diane DeFore's therapy, I think it's Bear Therapy or something, speculation. But look at how stinking cute. I mean, absolutely adorable. And I decided to work in it right away. So remember when we were talking about the drawing pencils, I used them on this page. And you can see, even though there were several different greens, and not a lot of greens in the palette, because, you know, there's only 24 pencils, I was able to get nice blends of different greens to make this page look good. I put a little gold in there as well. So hopefully you can see that. But absolutely love it. And I appreciate her so much. Diane DeFore also has this book, which we have both worked in, the Hairballs book, and it is stinking cute too. She also gave me this bookmarks. Now this is from the Petit Poupées Hachette Heroes. Now what it is if you've ever seen that book, look what they did. They took the images from that book and put them into bookmarks. And I couldn't be more excited. Now, I had bought some books on the French Amazon site, and I debated a really long time on getting these, but I already had a few things in my cart and sadly had to limit myself. You know, isn't that a bummer when that happens? Don't we just want to get them all at once? So she must have been a mind reader and she got me these. So I am super excited because what a fun way to maybe spend when you only have an hour or two to work on a little bookmark. And I love to read. So thank you so much, Christine. I couldn't be more pleased. Okay, so next up is Brambley Hedge Festive Coloring Book. Now, I had seen this on other YouTube sites and thought, that looks like a stinking cute book. Right up my alley. But what I found was it's actually so wholesome and so cozy that I really kind of deep dived into it a little bit. While I really haven't deep dived into I haven't read the story yet because a lot of this deep dive came before I got the book, but really Jill's story. And it kind of starts off that she's an illustrator, and you can skip ahead if you don't want to hear this story, but it's actually kind of cool. But she was like an active girl growing up in England. Well, she got a detached retina in her eye. And so then she couldn't play sports any longer. So she started going to the library, and this got her into more like the arts and things like that. And so when she graduated, she went to an art school, and on the way to the art school, she had to drive on a tube, like the London Underground tube or whatever. I don't know if it's London, but I think she's from Essex, and I don't even know how close those are. But anyway, just closing her eyes and getting away from the hustle and bustle and creating this image of Brambley Hedge in her mind, where all these mice were self-sustaining. They made their own clothing, and they ate seasonal food. But what's really interesting about that is that she literally spent years researching everything and making sure that her illustrations were factual and that the ingredients that she uses in the books worked. So she actually tested everything out in her kitchen. And so she caught the eye of Harper Books, Harper and Collins, I think it is. And so that's where the first books, there was like a spring, summer, fall, and winter set came out. And those were depicted. And okay, sorry about that, guys. The battery died. Hopefully I'm diving in where I left off. She produced initially 4 books, and then another set of 4 or 5, and then maybe another set of 4. And each book took 2 to 3 years to create. And the last book that she was working on, she had pressure on her optic nerve, and it was pushing up against so that she could only see half of the page she was working on. Can you imagine even trying to work like that, where you could only see half of the page? That would be crazy. Well, so she had another surgery, and while it helped, then she had some medical setbacks, and she passed away. She was only 66 years old. Now, her last book was in 1994. So these books have been around for a while, but there's all kinds of merchandise associated with this. But this book is just adorable, and I am really looking forward to working in it. It does have quite a bit of detail. If you want me to do a flip through, let me know. Okay, the next book, I did a whole flip through and review on the channel of this book. It's the Book of Wildegorn, A Mysterious World for Intrepid Colorers. Now, I did a flip through on this. This was a birthday present to myself. This is a beautiful book. It's spiral bound. It's on fantastic paper. It flips completely over to where you can sit on the couch and it acts like a desk because this is extremely thick. It's hardbound. Everything about this is fun. There's a little story that goes along, and you are instructed to fill the world with color. And I thought that this would be kind of fun to work with. I have this backlog. I have books that this is part of why I've been really limiting myself on getting more books. It's hard because I see them, I want them, but there are some I just can't let it go before I can't get it, because if you wait too long, they go out of print. But I thought this would be fun to eventually fill these worlds with color. Next up is a book that I have literally wanted since I started coloring a little over a year and a half ago, I guess. Absolutely stunning book, Fairy Tales and Folklore by Emily Lyda Hall Oberg. Now, Colored with Claire set out to petition to have the book, I always say this wrong, Sagner Oxagor or something like that. And that book had been around for a really long time, and I had saw it and I really wanted it. And they were able to get a publisher to pick this book back up. Now there are, I think, 10 new pages, and they had to take one page out, and she was so kind. If you buy the book, she actually sends you the page they left out so that you have a complete book. This is a stunningly beautiful book. Very nice paper, very cute images. I'll try and get you centered there. This is a book that I've had a lot of requests for. I put up a poll, and this is the one you want to see next. Bear in mind, when I put that poll up, I already had several things in the works for the channel. So don't think that I was disregarding you. I will be working in this book very soon. Okay, next up is maybe a more obscure book. I normally don't buy books like this as much. This is, it's printed on like Amazon type of paper. This cover is that, I don't know how to describe it. It feels kind of almost like velvety kind of stuff. I'm not 100% sure that this isn't AI produced. It says Max Brennan, but I saw the images and I thought that they were really cute. This is a little bit bigger book. Let me get my ruler. Okay, so it is, well, maybe not, I guess. I guess it's just 8.5 by 11. It seems taller to me. Sorry, my phone's going crazy today. Please disregard. But these are kind of fun images, I thought. Very big, very bold. Not all of them do I like, but some I thought were really cool. And so I just bought it, and it's a cheaper book. It's like $5 or $6. So I will put a link to everything below. I have not done a flip through on this one, so let me know if you want a flip through of this book. I think most of the other books that I've done or that I've bought, I've put a flip through on. last but not least is Gnome Holidays. Now, Teresa Goodrich and Gnome's automatic reorder, or it's an automatic order for me. I don't even have to watch a flip through. I just know I'm going to buy it because I just have a thing. But I honestly thought when I heard Gnome Holidays, Gnome for the Holidays, I thought it was going to be a Christmas book, but really it's not. It's a gnome for each holiday. So there's summer scenes, there's Earth Day, there's Easter, there's St. Patrick's Day, President's Day, there's fall, Oktoberfest, camping, apple picking, just some really adorable pages. There's some Christmas, there's some winter, there's Valentine's Day, you name it. There's just lots of fun. And I did do a flip through on the channel if you're interested. But that's it. I say that's it. I got a lot of amazing things in this haul, and I appreciate you spending the time with me. Don't forget to like and share the video. Subscribe if you're interested in adult coloring content, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thank you for watching another video from Jazzydoodledesigns. If you enjoy adult coloring content, please consider subscribing. You can now find me on Instagram and Facebook as well. I welcome all comments and suggestions. Don't forget to like the video before you go. And until next time, take care.